Hello and welcome to Design Tips and Steps. I'm Anna Gibson, owner and chief designer at ATG Design Studio. We specialize in kitchen, bathroom, and a whole home renovation, creating spaces that fit your lifestyle. If you know me, you know I love chatting about everything design related, and what better way than sharing my knowledge by hosting my friends and colleagues to chat and sip of everything about design and lifestyle. Today, we are hosting the Thompson family, Cliff and Alejandra, and they are from Thompson Trader. So we will start with sipping. And yeah, if you have questions along the way, feel free to pop them into our chat box. And if this is after we're live, again, we'll be monitoring so we have more questions. So welcome, Alejandra and Cliff. How are you today?
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Thank you very
We're
much.
so happy to be here with you.
Yes, absolutely. I am so excited. Your projects are always so beautiful and phenomenal and innovative. So I'm really excited. So, all right. Well, let me do my sip. So today I am sipping a little tea. Has a little bit vodka in there too. It's from Eldon Street Tea Shop. They had fantastic iced teas today. And this one is a peach something, peach vodka, we'll call it. So here's to you guys.
Cheers. Cheers.
So please introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Alejandra Thompson, and I am from Mexico.
I'm Clifford Thompson. Alejandra is my mother. She is the founder of Thompson Traders, and she's currently our head of design, but she's also the soul of the company.
Thank you.
And I am president of Thompson Traders.
Excellent. So Alejandra, how did you? Well, first of all, let's tell people what is Thompson Traders, because we talk about it like because we know all. So what is Thompson Traders?
Well, we design kitchen and bathroom products, all kinds of kitchen and bathroom products. And if you want me to, I can tell you a little about the beginning of the company.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
why we start working with metals. Well, first of all, I am from Pátzcuaro, Michoacán, Mexico, which is in the central part of the country. It's a little beautiful town surrounded by mountains, lots of history, incredible people, and I grew up being the youngest of a very large family. I had a very wonderful childhood, really a magical childhood. We live in front of the main square. So in the morning, you open the balcony, and I saw vendors. I saw, I heard live music. I saw artists, ice creams, little restaurants all over the place. So it was wonderful, really wonderful. Arts and crafts all over the place, textiles. So we used to go once in a while to Santa Clara del Cobre, which is very famous for the best coppersmiths in the world. You know, it comes from ancient times before the Spaniards came to Mexico. So we used to go on Sundays. And from the very beginning, I was a very young child. I loved the fact that from a chunk of a piece of rock, a piece of copper, some elements like water, fire, and a hammer, you were able to develop this piece of art. So we used to go, and I always loved it. So when I was 11 years old, a little boy from the United States, from Chicago, came to my house. We met, and 11 years later, we got married.
Oh my
That
God,
was,
I didn't know that you met so early. Oh my goodness.
and that was the beginning of everything. That's why I told you the story, because we met, we got married, we went to Chicago, and we started having children. And from the very beginning, I wanted to melt these two worlds that I love so much. I wanted to bring a little part of my background and my history to this country. So I always had in my mind that I wanted to do a business with my family, with my children. Later on, this dream happened, and we were ready to do something. So Clifford, Samantha, actually Jonathan, and myself decided to start, after doing some other things, we decided to start designing some sinks. At the very beginning, it was just for the powder room. So I designed some unique, really beautiful powder room sinks, and they were, to me, they were like a piece of art. They were
And they
very
are. Like, and we'll show you shortly their website when we get to it, but those pieces are absolutely our work of art.
I really think they are a work of art because you know our coppersmiths that have been trained by hundreds and hundreds of years, generations, they work hours and sometimes even days in each piece. So anybody that gets one of those things is getting a piece for life, something that they won't ever be able to get rid of. Anyway, so my theme at the very beginning was the only thing you need is a beautiful sink. And that was the beginning of our company.
All right. So since then, you grow folds and folds. So from sinks, you have a lot of different products. But before we jump on the product, tell me a little bit about the factory in Mexico. You already talked about it a little bit about how they're working so hard. So tell me a little bit more about the factory in Mexico.
Well, we really work with the best artisans in the world. I don't even want to call them artisans because to me they are completely artists. They, you know, they have been trained for generations and they are amazing. So we go to the factory, we work so close with them, and it's so exciting for us and also for them because you can see that a piece develops in a matter of hours, and then it perfects in days, and then sometimes even in a month. But would you like to add something about the factory in Mexico?
No, I think that's, I mean, it's a pretty accurate statement. We've obviously been in the business that we're in. We visited a lot of different factories, and it's really amazing to see how the people of Santa Clara, and especially at our factory there, they're just so incredible with their hands. They'll take, a design that mom makes and sketch it out on a piece of copper and then start hammering.
Yes.
And next thing you know, they've got like this prototype built, and it's amazing.
And it's always with the elements, we always use water, fire, and a hammer. And then you produce a piece of art.
So it's a very natural product, and we all know copper is very good for you. It's good
Yes.
for your health. So that is fantastic if you can have anything like that in your house that you're using on a daily basis. So after, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to tell you, I am really, really excited about what we do because you won't ever see one of our copper sinks in a dumpster. It's something that you won't get rid of. They
Oh,
are
absolutely. Absolutely. So, so after copper, you guys started to use some other new materials. So, what kind of the new materials that you added to the line in the last, I guess, couple of years?
Well, we are working with incredible. First of all, after doing the sinks for the powder room, we developed over time 9 different finishes and a lot of textures that we got inspired by nature. Because if you see our textures and if you see the bark of trees, is where I got my inspiration, and they look absolutely beautiful. So the combination of all those metals and the textures looks very unique. Now we are working also with steel, we are working with brass, and we have an amazing finish that is satin black. So we can really do
sharing my screen now that everybody can see it, but you can keep talking. I'm going to show the different finishing. I love the satin black. Absolutely gorgeous. The satin here. I have the matte black.
Yeah, the matte black is gorgeous. That's one of our newest finishes. But if you think of materials, initially when we started the company, we were only operating copper. So everything we did was copper. And then over time, of course, that expanded. So now we have sinks that are made out of solid brass. We also do a little bit of stainless steel. We added our own twist to it. Of course, it's a hammered stainless steel.
It took us 2 years to develop that to perfection.
It took a lot of work.
All right, so that's the hammered stainless steel over here. So if you want to use it on a daily basis in your kitchen, there's really no problem because it's stainless steel.
Correct. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. There was a lot of other product in the market that had that look, but it didn't have that durability. And this, of course, being stainless steel, it's a 304 18/8 stainless steel, so very durable. But it still has that unique look and texture that is so that comes from the Thompson Traders sinks. So it's really, really beautiful. And the brass sinks also. We've launched a line of brass sinks at the 2019 KBIS, and they're really also very beautiful.
Look at our textures, how gorgeous they are. We mix metals and they look stunning.
And then most recently, this is the Quintana collection, and this is the first time we've ever done a collaboration with a designer. So Kara Cox, who is she's a very, very well-known designer in the industry, and she's actually from Greensboro. So we thought it would be fun. We do a lot with her. We thought it would be fun to collaborate together and make a collection. And that's what you're seeing there. And it's really come out beautiful, and we're really, really quite excited about it.
Yeah, those things are beautiful. And let's look at a bathtub. Like these bathtubs are like, come on now. Like I'm never gonna leave the bathroom. I'm just gonna stay there for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I think one of the things and you can't see it that well, but if you see the edge, the top edge of the bathtub, basically you have the burnished nickel seamlessly transferring into to the brass interior of the tub. It's just a really beautiful transition, and again, it just speaks to the craftsmanship and the ability of our coppersmiths. They're just amazing.
Absolutely. So how long does it take them to make a tub like that? I can't imagine that, if that's hand done, how long does it take to make a tub like that?
It takes a while. That one is the hardest part on that one is achieving the exterior finish. So at a minimum, it's going to be 3 to 4 days of work for one individual. But then because of the nature of the metals, if it's really humid, it can take longer. So it just depends. But usually it's going to be about 3 to 4 days of work to get that completed.
Wow, that's amazing. And again, if you don't want to commit to a full tub, there's beautiful things that are great for bars or the kitchen or the powder room or really any bathroom. Those are just absolutely phenomenal. So let's go back a little bit. Like these are just so beautiful. This is like really one of a kind pieces. So let's go back a little bit to the copper. I know that some of the things that we always talk about is the maintenance, and some people are scared of some materials and finishes that I guess they're just not used to them.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I think that's the way you just described it is perfect. If you go back 100 years in the history of the world, most fixtures, doorknobs, things like that were made of brass or bronze. They were living finishes. And I think people were very used to the fact that things would tarnish over time and they would change color.
And you had to polish them a little.
Right. And you have to polish them.
Like silver.
Correct.
Like silver or gold.
So our sinks, we like to think of them kind of like that. If you buy a really nice, leather weekend bag, you got to take a little bit extra care of it. Every time you got to oil it, or those really nice those hunting jackets, the hunters wear, where you have to wax the jacket every once in a while.
Yeah, my husband has one of those.
This is a higher end product, and it takes a little bit more care. For our living finishes, the really cool thing about the living finishes, like the brass, for instance, it'll tarnish, it'll get darker over time, but because it is the nature of the finish, you can polish it and it'll go back to its original look.
And the hoods, for example, they have a finish that you don't need to touch.
Right, the hoods.
And some sinks for the powder room also.
Right, the hoods and and then we have sinks that won't patina and they won't change color. With those, we just recommend waxing them every once in a while to kind of protect the finish and just kind of clean them up and make them look better. But yeah, we like to really think of it. It's a high-end product. It's a luxury product. If you own a really nice car, you got to wax it every once in a while to make it look nice. And that's kind of the same with our sinks. They take a little bit more care.
Some of them
do. But honestly, especially the copper, like that finish right there on that sink, it's a really easy finish, and it will change over time. But it kind of heals itself. So if you left toothpaste on the surface overnight, when you rinse that off, there would be a little spot there where it was discolored. But over time, just using the sink, it would darken up again by itself.
And goes back to the natural finish.
And you know, guys, that I'm a big proponent of natural materials and natural stone. And the same thing is when we talk about natural stone is that it's a living product. It's something that you just need to know that it's going to change over time, and you need to be able to understand and kind of go with the flow with that, and knowing that you are getting one of a kind piece and real a work of art, and it will change over time, which is, for me, it's very unique and phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think for some people it is that, but what we always tell people that if you want your sink to, especially on the living finish sinks, on the ones that don't change, on the lifetime finishes, it's fine. It will look like the day you got it. But if you want your sink to look exactly like you got it, one of the living finish sinks, it's probably not the right sink for you. You know, or it's
just the dark copper.
Yeah. It's just not going to be the right sink for you. So we do tell people, you know, and some people love the way it looks, but they don't want to buy a sink that changes like that. So it's just educating people and making sure they understand that.
I'm looking for where are they? I'm looking for the puppy bowls. Are they no longer there?
Unfortunately.
They had like really awesome, very cute puppy bowl. I think you can still maybe find some of them online, but look at this. This is just, so tell me about this sink. This is like, the whole thing is just a sink.
You know, I have
phenomenal.
I have never, honestly, that is a finish that doesn't change. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it requires a lot of high maintenance. Well, it doesn't. I do clean it with a wet towel because it has a protection all over the sink. So it's spectacular. It has been in my house for maybe 4 or 5 years, and I haven't done anything to it.
Wow. So this one is in your house. You have created it for yourself?
Yes, and I don't do anything to it. So we have some finishes that are incredible that look like high maintenance, but they are not.
That is absolutely phenomenal. And so just like this one, you guys also do custom pieces. So if somebody has a big project or something very particular, how do they go about it? Like, what is the procedure to get something custom done?
Yeah, it's a really easy process. So we first of all, let me say we do a ton of custom, and we
love it.
We do, and we do a lot of mail order stuff, made to order. So if you see one of our sinks that you like, but you want it bigger, smaller, or you want it on a different finish, or you want a different hammering texture, or something like that, we can do that, and we do that all day. We also do straight bespoke items. So if you have an idea for a design and you have a project going or whatever you're doing, you start off really just send us a picture or pick up the phone and call us and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. We'll walk you through the process. We're really, really good at it. It's actually a really large percentage of our business, and we love doing it. So you send us a picture. We will quote it for you. We will do a CAD drawing as well. We'll get you to sign off on the CAD drawing, and then we put it into production.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. So
it's anywhere between sorry to interrupt you. And
no, that's okay.
A 6 to 8 week lead time, and sometimes it'll get up to 10 weeks if we're busy, but it's a fairly quick process.
It's the best part of our business, I think.
It is.
To do custom made for designers, because they send so many incredible original pieces, and we love it. We love to make them.
Yeah, and 6 to 8 weeks, really, it's not really, especially in our industry, it's really not that big of a deal, because like really I feel like it's the standard. Like anything that you want to order is 6 to 8 weeks. Like no matter what you say, it's like 6 to 8 weeks. So like
your minimum now.
yeah, pretty reasonable. So Alejandra, so you're still the main designer. Where are you taking your inspiration now? And what are the trends that you're seeing that developing, or what's coming up?
I am very excited about our range hood program. We are designing the most incredible range hoods. And again, we have them in all these different metals, and of course, in our 9 different finishes and in all the textures. But I also see, the vessels coming back, which I am very excited because I always love vessels. And so I am designing a line that is going to be absolutely beautiful. And it's going to launch maybe in about what, 6-7 months.
Maybe, hopefully, if everything goes well with KBiz and we have a KBiz, then hopefully
We gotta have a K-Biz. I have to go.
we need KBiz.
I have to see you guys. It's like the once a year, but I get to see you. So
That's right. I know we miss you guys. We miss all our industry friends. We're looking forward to it.
But I think with these metals, the sky is the limit. I can do so many things with the metals. It is incredible. And with the people that I work in Mexico, they are so creative and they are such good artists that anything that comes to my mind, I talk to them about it and we make it possible. And it's really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful original pieces.
that is awesome. Yeah, those things they're really just, if you guys can see it, I'm going to make it larger, but it's like, it really is a work of art, and it's really just with the sink, you can transform a whole room just by adding that sinks. And a lot of the times I feel that, those sinks are so inspirational, but you can really start with the sink and design the whole room around it based on that sink versus the other way around. Because a lot of times, the sinks are just the afterthought. It's something that we think about it later. We design the whole kitchen, we select everything, and then kind of go back to the sink. But in this case, you really can start with the sink even in the kitchen as your inspiration, and kind of move on from there. So what else do you know? Tell us what else.
Have you seen our hoods, our range hoods?
So I don't see it on the website, other the one from Kendra.
You go to What's New, the What's New tab there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there should be range hoods.
All right.
They were spectacular. They are really breathtaking.
All right, so let's talk about hoods. Oh, wow. All right. Those are phenomenal. Look at that.
Yeah, and so currently we don't stock any range hoods, but we're doing quite a variety, like Mom said, with all of our different finishes and textures and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun. And that's again, back to your question on trends, we're just seeing that people really want this massive kind of statement piece in their house. And a lot of times into the kitchen it's that range hood. They're willing to really do something kind of funky and different with the range hood. We're seeing a lot of mixed metals on range hoods, and just adding kind of some unique features.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
big range hoods.
I really think any of our pieces make you smile. Because if you go to a bathroom and see one of those beautiful copper tubs, you smile and you say, oh my gosh, wow, this is an incredible tub. And it's the same with the range hoods. They are the star of the show, the star of the kitchen.
Right. And the cool part, I think, that it's about the hoods is that they are textured. We're so not used to seeing the texture on the hood. We're obviously, most of the time it's maybe a combination of metal, maybe a combination of woods, but it's not very often that you see actually textured on hood, which I think that is really going to make the big difference, the big impact on you guys doing the hoods, because you just don't get those type of things. Like everybody, make hoods, whether it's metal or wood, but they don't really get the texture. And I think a lot of time in a kitchen that can be missing because we're using so much of the wood and stone and other materials that tend to be flat. They don't always have that much texture to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think you make a good point. There's a lot of things you can do with metals that you can't do with wood. So it definitely adds another design element to the.
They are really a piece of jewelry, either for your kitchen or for your bathroom, and they are, because mixing the metals is so incredibly elegant.
Yeah, and we definitely see the trend of the different textures. So even in the natural stone world, we see now that there's so many actually textured to the countertop, because before that it was just a shiny countertop, and now you can have it honed, you can have it leathered, you can have it hammered. Like there's so many ways and so many different finishes that they can do on the stone. So I think you're coming with the with those textured hood is going to add another layer to it, which I think it's a beautiful way to again bring a little bit texture into the kitchen without going overboard, or heck, these hoods are definitely going overboard, and you really don't need anything else in the kitchen after you have that right. Just the stove and you're ready to go.
Yeah, we like that.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Absolutely. Well, that was fantastic. Is there, so we know there's more hoods coming. So, and if you want anything custom, you can contact you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you want to tell us, anything that's coming up, anything that I didn't ask.
No, I think you covered it, and you know, we were excited to join you today, and
Thank you so
we're
much.
available if anyone has any questions, any follow-up questions. We're always available, and we really do love what we do. So we'd love to help you out with any of our products.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So
Thank you so much. It was so wonderful to talk to you.
yes, yes. So before we close, so to their website is thompsontraders.com, and you can pretty much find to shop for them. You can pretty much shop for the main stuff. You can shop for them online, but for the custom stuff, you probably want to contact a designer or contact them directly to get the really unique and interesting things. So thank you again for joining us today. My name is Anna Gibson. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you found this contact valuable, please consider sharing it with your friends, the family, and colleagues. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. If you're on Facebook, we're here every Thursday at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. 6 p.m. No, 6 a.m. No, I don't talk to anyone at 6 a.m. At 6 p.m. And with great idea and design tips and wonderful vendors and people of the industry to share their knowledge. And if you are looking to remodel your space, to start working with me to make sure that your space fit your lifestyle, please visit www.akgdesignstudio. And until next time, sip in style.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful to see you. Salud.